believe me, I'd like to be home watching college football. But you're right. They're not going to give us anything. And we have to take it from them. Take it from their hands. They've taken it from us. 30% of this country is liberal. 70% is conservative. Even those who don't know they're conservative are. I mean, ask them, should government be bigger, small, taxes higher? They'll answer conservatively down the line. But we've been complacent because it's our nature. It's not to be lazy about it, but it's our nature to go to work, take care of our family, take care of our kids, and just leave everyone else alone because we want to be left alone. The problem with that strategy is they have no desire to leave you alone. They want what's yours. And they want to force it on you. When a conservative hates guns, he doesn't buy guns. When a liberal hates guns, they want to ban you from owning them. And that is the difference. When they're coming for us, we have to engage. It is time to engage the enemy. It is. And if we can't... but don't look at the crowd. This is a great crowd. 30% of the country fought the revolution.
What are you doing?
You know, everybody didn't have a bayonet and musket in their hands. 30%. By being here, you've been carrying the water for everyone else for over 200 years in this country. I know that stinks, but that's what we got. That's human nature.
I actually favor, with our border to Mexico, to build a real wall. Not a fence, not a virtual fence, but a real wall.
Concertina's Playroom.
No, hold up. No. Now, I'm a big fan of, and will absolutely support what's already federally legislated, the double-layer border fence that has Constantina on it. They built it in San Diego, violent crime dropped by 54%. It's 2 layers because there's a big paved road in between it. It allows the border patrol agents to patrol the border in between the 2 fences. It also nullifies the ramping systems they have that allow them to get over easily our paltry fences we have there now. It works. They built it in El Paso, it worked. They built it in San Diego, it worked. They built it in Yuma, it worked. And in 2007, Gabrielle Giffords defunded ours. So we have no fence. She stopped construction of it, literally.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it.
Thank you, Bill.
The government is crushing business right now. There's been virtually no small business expansion for over 2 years now. They are. And the solution is not to let Barack Obama run the business.
He chronicles these for Gabby.
Oh, the Democratic Party. Oh, that's for Gabby.
So if you stand in front of him, would be polite.
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
have you seen Giffords' new fair tax ad against me?
Oh, I'm okay.
And there are lies on so many levels I don't know where to begin. And by the way, they didn't even edit it properly. It looks terrible. It's not believable, but for one, I'm a flat tax guy. I've said I would support the fair tax, and I would because it's infinitely better than what we have. But I find it funny I'm being taxed for the fair tax. I support a 10% flat tax, is what I support. But as far as the fair tax goes, which I also would support, it's a 23% consumption tax, and it eliminates every single other federal tax there is. Every one of them. No death tax, no nothing. It is a 23% tax, and
That's the
it will
clip
actually
that needs
not
to go
affect
on your
the
ad.
cost of goods and services, because right now
Instead of
what we
that
buy, those
screwball
donuts,
thing that you've
you already
got.
have 23% in taxes built into them, and various other regulations and taxes they put on business. What it does is it stops this oppressive, progressive tax rate we have in this country that punishes success and hard work, which is the opposite of everything we were founded on. A progressive income tax, which we have in this country, is the number 2 on the 10 pillars of communism. It's true. Why do we have that? So the ad itself is a lie because I'm a flat tax, and then even addressing the fair tax is a lie. She can't even get her lies straight at this point in time.
Are you able to create an ad to put out there for the public to...
It all depends on how big of a check you're going to write.
Thank you.
I'm pro-life, man. Always have been, always will be, 100%.
First of all, I got a burr under my saddle right now, and that is I'm going to have to sell a rental house because of Obamacare and the 328 tax rate. Besides that...
No, don't go besides that. Tell everybody what that means.
Well, essentially what that means is, from my understanding from what I've read, 2011, this is your last year in order for you to not be taxed on your capital gains. I don't know whether it's monthly or whether it's the sale of property. Still got to figure that out. But nevertheless, I only own one piece of property, and it's my old house, because I was bought a new house. But that's beside the point. The other thing I got, Jesse, is when you actually go to DC, I have faith that you're going to be there. What committees are you going to
Ways and Means.
Ways and Means.
Now, Ways and Means, they write the tax laws. That's what Ways and Means does. But you're not going to get on it as a freshman. It's one of those premier committees that you have to be there a term or two first. Now, I'm going to fight and scratch and claw to get on it as a freshman. Probably won't happen, but obviously Armed Services and Veterans Affairs are very important to me, very near to my heart, because I am one. But intelligence and budget and appropriations and anything that deals with stopping them from spending our money. Stop spending our money because it's all gone. But right now, Ways and Means, Armed Services, Veterans Affairs, these are what I have on that. But I'll see what I can do when I get there. Ma'am?
The ones that are working against some of our very candidates across the country. And especially our senators.
Yes, ma'am. You're talking about, I'm assuming you're talking about the ones working against O'Donnell now? I think it's horrendous that Republicans don't join together at this point in time. There is, to not get behind her because she wasn't your choice is an embarrassment. And I think the American people have had enough of that. That's why she raised like $2 million in 2 days, I believe. Because we've had enough of that. There was a time, and Lord knows most of you probably watched us do it. I'm certainly willing to have this war of ideas in the Republican Party. And you know where I stand on those war of ideas. I'm on the conservative side. But there is a time to have that argument and a time to not have it. And the time to have that argument is really any time except between the primary and the general. That's the time when we shut up about that and back off and back Republicans. We need to go to war in these primaries to take back our party the way we want. And then after the general election and people are voted in, we need to make sure we keep our finger on these people so they're voted the right way. But at this point in time, to have Republicans fighting against O'Donnell and fighting themselves is the wrong direction, and that is a loser. Because while Lord knows I have enough disagreements with the Republican Party sometimes in the way they go, let's not act like both parties are the same. I mean, that sounds nice on the radio, but almost universally the Republican Party was against the stimulus, the Democrats were for it. Against Obamacare, the Democrats were for it. So while they're not perfect, and I'm willing to call them out when they're not, let's not have this self-defeating mantra that both are the same. They're not both the same. One party stinks, and the other one stinks a lot worse. Thank you, ma'am. You know, there really are a lot of great people running across this country. It's one of the big advantages of running for office is you have to go back and forth across this country in all kinds of different districts, and there are great people running everywhere. I mean, it really is going to be a great November. We are going to celebrate.
Let's go back to pay. Do you have enough money to bring her in?
I wouldn't pay to bring her in anyway. She would pay to bring herself in because she wouldn't ask us to do that. Right now, what I understand about Sarah Palin is I think she's coming to the, now this is all just maybe right now, this is rumor mill stuff. She's coming to the state, to Phoenix, to do a gigantic fundraiser for Nish Schweikert and Gosar. Those are the other two seats that we can win back. 1, 5, and 8 are the 3 winnable seats this year. That she's going to do one big one for all 3 of us. But again, that's just rumor mill stuff right now too. I don't know where that's going from there. Yes, we'll see. What's that? Yeah. Sir?
Jesse, you quoted something on the LD30 meeting about the difference between, or the percentage difference in what occurred in '94 and what's occurring this year. Can you?
Sure. Thank you. In '94, what they have the enthusiasm index, is what they call it in Washington, D.C. They try to measure, they basically are comparing Democrat enthusiasm versus Republican enthusiasm and whatnot. In '94, when we took back all those seats, it was at 7% in our favor. And we took back a lot of seats at 7%. Right now, it's at 20 in our favor. I think that it's going to be, if we do the work, it's going to be something like we have never seen before in our lifetime. Ever. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to shock you, some of the seats we win back. We hear right now Ruth McClung. Raul Grijalva is an entrenched, corrupt politician. That's what he is. Thought to be unbeatable, and right now there's talk that they're tied in the polls. If that seat can be won this year, and Ruth is a great candidate, then we need to come for all of them. And